So, how would you like to hear about an African American and Swedish singer and composer who lived in South London, wowed Victorian England, and was influenced by ragtime, and was a woman? Hey, Amanda Aldridge, folks. First, I have to tell you about her family. Screenwriters, pay attention. This story has more drama and tragedy than Downton Abbey and way more diversity. Actually, if you saw the jazz scene, I think it was in the third series of Downton Abbey, you will have seen two of the musicians and one of the arrangers who feature on my album Our Lovely Day. It's on the floor. Product placement. Isn't it pretty? Sounds good too. Amanda Aldridge was the youngest child of actor Ira Aldridge, who came from New York. He found a love of Shakespeare at a young age, and he traveled to England in 1824 at the age of 17 to pursue it. Sorry, I'm going to have to talk in soap opera, telenovela, plot catch-up speed here because there's so much to get through. I want to get to Amanda, but her family, so interesting. So, Ira Aldridge didn't only perform Othello, Shakespeare's black role, though he was famous for it, but he also performed Lear, Shylock, Richard III, comedies. He gave anti-slavery lectures from the stage. He married Amanda Brandt, a singer and daughter of a Swedish blacksmith. Ira invented a royal Senegalese backstory, and his wife said that she was a baroness. Ira was friends with Hans Christian Andersen and many heads of state, including the King of Prussia, who awarded him the Gold Medal for Art and Science, and Franz Josef of Austria, who awarded him the Grand Cross of the Order of Leopold, and Duke Bernard, a sovereign of Saxe-Meiningen, who elevated him to the Order of the Knights of Saxony, effectively making him a chevalier. Some say the highest honor in the world. He died while on tour, aged 60, in the Polish town of Lodz, where the entire town, its guilds and dignitaries, gave him an enormous funeral. Their eldest was Ira Aldridge, named after her father's New York mother. She was a brilliant contralto singer with loads of fangirls, according to concert reviews from the 1880s. She was friends with Georges Sand, and she sang in Paris and London and all the big places like Covent Garden, and she was even due to make her debut in Bayreuth in 1896 as a Rhine maiden, the first singer of African origin to sing there. She stayed with Wagner's widow and daughter Eva, and damn hell she got ill and couldn't appear. The Wagners sent her to a hospital to recover, but she missed too many rehearsals. It was only in 1961 that Grace Bumbry was the first singer of color to feature at Bayreuth. The second eldest was Ira Frederick Olaf Aldridge, called Fritz, who was sent to a boarding school in Paris while his parents toured Europe. He was racially abused there, and he grew up delicate, but a tremendous pianistic talent. The great Hans von Bülow said he was the one to watch. In 1886, he was touring with an operetta company in the north of England, in Scarborough. He became ill and struggling to breathe and delirious. He fell out of the window of his hotel right in front of his young wife. He was only 25, and his young widow became a lifelong alcoholic. Actually, I said Lorana was the eldest, but Ira had a son from a previous relationship called Ira Daniel, who grew up understandably a bit troubled. He doesn't look terribly pleased in this picture already. Having rifts with his father intermittently, eventually going to Australia, actually in the year his father died, for a fresh start. The notification of his inheritance didn't reach him, and he ended up living a terrible, tragic life. So as I say, Amanda was the youngest. She was just a little over a year old when her father died in Lodz. Her mother lost the family money to an unscrupulous solicitor and estate agent. And so when it came to her schooling, Amanda needed a scholarship, and she got one of the very first scholarships that the Royal College of Music ever produced, where she studied with Jenny Lind. Jenny Lind, who appeared like this in The Greatest Showman and who actually looked like this. Amanda lost her voice singing through a cold. I know how that is. I know how that is. Touch wood, I've not lost my voice permanently yet, but every time you get a cold, you think that's it. So armed with a testimonial from the great Jenny Lind. Apparently Jenny Lind never wrote testimonials for any of her students except Amanda. She became a teacher of great renown, and she started to write some music. And that is how I explore music history. Old sheet music.
I went to the British Library, and furtively took all these photos of all this music. I did have some of these sheet musics, but I couldn't find them. So a lot of these are from the British Library. I'm sorry they're cut off.
So did they have them in like a thick book or
Yeah,
that's really
massive, thick. That's why you can see that the images are like that.
like all books by
Yeah, they're bound.
songs by
Well, no, alphabetical. Other composers, and under R for Ring, of course, as she wrote under that mustachioed moniker of Montague Ring. That's my phrase. It's in the book. I just wrote it.
Who knows?
Love's Golden Day from, I think, 1917 or something like that. This is actually sort of very rhapsodic from the looks of it. Let's see.
Oh yes, we're rolling.
Darling. That's fantastic. I love it. Woo! Very rhapsodic. Oh, exoticism. Azalea, 1907. Notice that all things from 1907 are very exotic. I think she was influenced by going to Indahomey. Indahomey was an all African American show which came in 1903 and 1904 to Britain, and it had all sorts of very interesting people working in it. George Walker and Walker and Williams, Bert Williams, and Ada Overton Walker, gorgeous dancer and choreographer. Anyway, Azalea, I don't know. Words and Music by Montague Ring, Amanda Aldridge. Shades of gentle ragtime there.
Yeah.
I knew Indahomey would influence her at this point. I knew it. I love it. Interesting. An Assyrian love song. 1921, a lot later. My first line. Lamps of paradise swing low, night of all sweet nights. Icy river onward flow, heed not our delights. Have not thou and damask rose, every leaf unfurled. Life's lone wilderness now knows love's immortal world. Allah, in the ages past, made thy soul for me. Thou the earth that may not last, hide in circling sea. Fold me in thy drowsy arms, shield me with thy might. Hush me from the world's alarms, thou my soul's delight. And then something else, I'm not sure what. Oh my goodness. Dawn shall gild the minaret, tides of sunlight burn. Never shall my heart forget thee, for whom I yearn. All Damascus bending low drinks from one wild stream. So shall we forever know love's immortal dream. Woo!
I love this end. It was great.
That's great.
I played the wrong note there.
Can't be on the album though because it's a guy called Fred wrote the words, and I gotta narrow them down somehow. Got to. Otherwise, we'll be just wanting to do a box set, which would be great if we had the money to do a box set. What have we got next? My creamy, dreamy, colored girl. There's that word. It was the most respectful word of its day. I don't know. I'd rather the songs got done than not got done. You know? Yeah. Words and Music by Montague Ring. Words and Music by Amanda Aldridge herself. Again, this is 1907. This is the time of her romance with the doctor from Jamaica. I think she was feeling very sort of affirmed as a sensual being. It must be. And Indahomey came along, and I think this is another one that's kind of influenced.
So do we have the right order?
Haha! Let's find out. I think this is only 3 pages.
5, okay.
Because sometimes these sheet music, page 1 is the cover, page 2 is... Anyway.
Okay.
Let's see this one. My creamy, dreamy colored girl.
Sounds exotic. Yeah.
Sounds exotic, and hey, she wrote it.
Sensual,
And the music and the words. Oh yes. The old vamp till ready. You can keep doing this. Close by there dwells a lovely little bee. All day she rests beneath the palm tree's shade. winsome, and my fascinating, dreamy, creamy colored girl. When I love to distraction with a passion that will never die, and when with joy I'm contemplating this bewitching southern belle, for the day when she's mine I fondly sigh. You can imagine Ada Overton Walker dancing to that. What an interesting sort of cross-pollination of styles. Little Missy Cakewalk. Well, the cakewalk was one of the features in Indahomey. This just confirms my whole theory. And also tied up is, yeah, it's all very interesting. Darn it. Right, so we got the arrangement. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Arranged for banjo, sung with great success by Clifford Essex, for it was he. He was very, very popular. So, yeah, that must have been quite a feather in her cap. Words by Talbot Owen. Don't know who that is, but The Creamy Dreamy Colored Girl, interestingly, the words were by Amanda herself.
This one from 1908?
This song, oh yeah, 1908. Lovely.
Yeah.
She must have liked Greek. It suddenly sounds very Hollow the Mountain, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay, let's go back.
She's part
I'm
Scandinavian.
sorry.
I love it. No, it's great. It's like the Royal Conservatory of Music meets ragtime. It's just marvelous.
It's exactly in the same chord, actually.
Little Missy Cakewalk. I'll come in at some point. Little Missy Cakewalk is a dainty gal, and told her that I love her, but you bet I shall. She sends my blood a-whirling and my heart goes pit-a-pat, and when she starts smiling, it knocks me sort of flat. Who is she? Want to know? Well, listen and you'll learn the truth from me. That's so. Why? She's little Missy Cakewalk and a regular dusky queen. She's just the finest dancer the world has ever seen. Her little feet, they twinkle like twinkling stars above. Oh, it's little Missy Cakewalk is the girl I love. I do it very well. Oh, I like that.
Don't lose this page.
We can't use it though for the album because the words are by Talbot Owen, and I have had to make some limitations, otherwise it'd be too much stuff. So it's sorry guys, it's women poets only. Sorry. So Talbot Owen, I'm sorry about that, but we'll do it in recital. It's a good song. This one, Amanda did the words herself as well. This is also from 1907. When the colored lady saunters down the street, have to say it again,
Oh, I like this stamp.
wasn't an insult back then.
British Museum.
British Museum. Well done, British Museum. Oh, British Museum, not British Library. Well, that's
Well,
interesting. Maybe they're part of it. Anyway, there we go. Good for them. Having copies of this.
Right.
Unusual. Here we go.
Do you want me to play the whole introduction?
I'll use some of it. Who knows? Lately there has been a great commotion amongst the folks in this here town, and their hearts are stirred with tender emotion by a sylph whose complexion is brown. Her style, it is a charming combination
gone through agonies trying to decide which song of Amanda's to record. I wanted to show the gleeful mixture of styles, the excitement of a brand new century, optimism for racial and social equality, and most importantly, a song with music and words by Amanda Aldridge. At the risk of controversy, it has to be When the Colored Lady Saunters Down the Street. In 1907, this term had yet to be associated with the Jim Crow laws and all of that. It was the most respectful term there was. Black was considered disrespectful. I sing it trusting that the positive, power-affirming message of this song, proudly written by a woman of color from South London in 1907, will far outweigh any of the unpleasant associations and connotations of the term. I would rather Amanda had a voice than didn't have a voice. It would be terrible if she had her voice taken away from her twice. She taught singing and elocution, counting contralto Marian Anderson, the tenor Roland Hayes, and the bass Paul Robeson as pupils, as well as the actor Earl Cameron. Each one of these colossal talents were trailblazers. It's very interesting that in the first decade of the new century, Amanda's songs often had to do with very empowered, beautiful, desirable, darker-skinned women. In 1902, she met a young Jamaican doctor who was studying in London and came to one of her concerts. They embarked on a thrilling romance, but eventually she had to turn down his offer of marriage because she said to him, very sadly, her family needed her. She was their only means of support. Her mother was bedridden, her sister Lorana was suffering from terrible depression. Her mother eventually, she died in 1915. Lorana died after taking an overdose of aspirin in 1932. Dr. Phillips, her old flame, having never married, died in Jamaica in 1937. After this, the family curse seemed to lift, and Amanda died celebrated and loved by her students and her friends on the eve of her 90th birthday in 1956. I make this video hoping that more people will discover the quirky, unconventional, energetic songs of Amanda Aldridge or Montague Ring. And maybe that some singers a little less pasty white than me will sing them. I don't know, I'm a quarter Norwegian. She was a half Swedish, so there's that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. She definitely has a chapter in She Wrote the Songs. Today it is perpetually 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in 1907. Like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Ding, ding, ding. Ooh, that was awful. Old sheet music. Old sheet music. Old sheet music. Continuing, moving right along.